What's up, YouTube, and what's up, NFL Shedeur family nation? What's going on? Look, the day we have been waiting on is finally here. Shedeur Sanders with his first reps at NFL training camp. Reasons why he should win this job off the bat. First off, he is the most polished quarterback in camp that is not named Joe Flacco. Yes, Joe Flacco has the experience, but when you look at Shedeur's trajectory and being trained by a guy like Tom Brady, his mechanics from top to bottom, he's just a better overall quarterback already than Dillon Gabriel. Reason number two, the it factor. Look how many times in Colorado and Jackson State, Shadur was under duress and still delivered. We'll be keeping you up to date with everything Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns and the NFL during this training camp and preseason. Stay tuned.
The Cleveland Browns are sitting on a quarterback powder keg, and at the center of it all, Shedeur Sanders. The former Colorado star and fifth-round draft pick in 2025 is turning heads, demanding attention and, according to rumors out of camp, possibly being held back. With Deshaun Watson sidelined for the year, Browns fans expected a clear-cut competition. Instead, what they're getting is a storm of whispers, speculation, and growing fan frustration centered around why Shedeur Sanders isn't getting a fair shot to lead this team. Let's be clear, this isn't just a camp battle. This is becoming a full-blown quarterback controversy, and Shedeur is right at the eye of it. From HBCU to Power 5 to the NFL, Shedeur's not new to doubt. Shedeur Sanders has never been handed anything.
First and foremost, he shows respect to people. When they was at the facility, all the reporters left Jerome Baker. They left his podium. Four, 5 questions into it, they left because Shedeur was out there. You know what Shedeur did? He said, "Nah, we ain't gonna be disrespectful." Jerome Baker from the area. He from Cleveland. He played Ohio State. He happy to be back in the mix. Y'all go over there and finish that vet's interview, dog. I'll be over here, but I ain't taking no questions till y'all done with him. You see what I'm saying? That's why people like him. When people ask, why is he so likable? Because he don't do sucker moves. He don't play them games. He's respectful. He understands what it is to be a teammate. Now go over there and finish my man's. I know y'all want to talk to me, right? But he wasn't disrespectful to the media.
He started at an HBCU, made headlines transferring to a Power 5 program at Colorado, and was constantly scrutinized for being Deion's kid, rather than judged on his on-field performance. Yet every time the bar moved higher, Shedeur cleared it. And now, in Cleveland, history might be repeating itself. Despite a strong start to training camp, highlighted by 3 touchdowns in Saturday's non-padded practice, Sanders has reportedly received the fewest first-team reps of any quarterback in the room. Let that sink in. You have a young, confident, battle-tested quarterback who delivers every time the lights are on. And he's stuck behind 2 rookies and a 40-year-old veteran in practice reps. Something doesn't add up.
Doesn't it feel like, Daryl, that they've got the training wheels on Shedeur?
I think that Shedeur would look infinitely better than Dillon Gabriel with the first unit if he got the opportunity.
I agree. I want to say this as well. I'm looking forward to, you asked me how much I'm looking forward to this Brown season, 4 practices in to start the show, and I still am looking forward to it. A big thing that I'm looking forward to his point there, come preseason, I need to see Shedeur Sanders start a game, at least one, and if he balls out, the Browns are not going to be able to continue to hide and say that he's developing and that he's a project and all of these labels that we've heard slapped on to Shedeur Sanders as to why he hasn't taken snaps with the ones yet. Like, let Shedeur get out there in a preseason game against a jersey that's not Browns players and ball out The noise is going to get loud both locally and nationally, and they're not going to be able to ignore that, in my opinion.
And I got to be honest with you, I do feel like that's a factor.
You know what I will say about Shedeur? And I'll give him credit for it. Remember I told you Kevin Stefanski was unbothered? He was unbothered. This dude was out there talking to everybody he saw. The coach, the trainer. After every rep, he had his helmet off. He was by the coach. He was attentive. He was dapping everybody up. He was back there talking to every quarterback that came off the field. He had energy when he came out early. And think about this. He missed no throws. He gave every opportunity he got. He completed the pass. He was congratulatory to people. He was literally unbothered. He is in a great mental shape, and he is in a great mental place.
Is the deck stacked against him? Fans think so. Stats tracked by ESPN Cleveland show Shadur has made just 31 pass attempts in team drills this week, less than Joe Flacco, 34, Kenny Pickett, 34, and Dillon Gabriel, 38. So the question is, why? If Shedur's out there throwing touchdowns, leading receivers, and showing the swagger and poise that made him a national name at Colorado, what's keeping him from getting more run with the starters? Online, the rumors are raging. Browns fans are asking the tough questions on Reddit, Twitter, X, and YouTube. Are they afraid of letting Shadur shine? Is this about talent or politics? Did the Browns draft him to actually compete, or just to sell jerseys and quiet headlines? The phrase "free Shadur" has started popping up in Cleveland comment sections, and you better believe Dillon Sanders is watching closely. Shedeur speaks out. Nothing's a challenge. To his credit, Shadur isn't panicking. In fact, he seems as locked in as ever. When asked about the rep disparity, he coolly responded, "It doesn't really faze me. You gotta understand, we came all the way from an HBCU to a Power 5, and now we here. At this point, you look around. There's nothing that's a challenge. That's not just confidence. That's battle-tested calm." But even with that maturity, the question lingers. Is Shadur being subtly boxed out of this QB battle? Flacco, Gabriel, and Pickett, the roadblocks in Shedur's way. Here's where it gets even murkier. Joe Flacco is the legacy guy, the 40-year-old Super Bowl MVP, beloved by Browns fans after dragging the team to the playoffs last year. He's not the future, but many in the building see him as the safe option, the veteran who can manage the game, avoid turnovers, and not rock the boat. Then you've got Dillon Gabriel, another rookie, yes, but one reportedly getting the most reps in camp drills. Some sources suggest the staff loves Gabriel's consistency and feel for the offense. ESPN's Daniel Oyefusi notes, Gabriel has led the way in team drills, raising speculation that Stefanski is already leaning toward the rookie. And finally, Kenny Pickett, the so-called reclamation project, former first-rounder, underwhelming with the Steelers, backed up Jalen Hurts, now looking to restart his career in Cleveland. But the Browns didn't even pick up his fifth-year option. That's not a vote of confidence. That's a warning. So let's be honest. None of these guys are guaranteed long-term answers.
This quarterback competition is between three guys for the starting position. It's Joe Flacco, it's Kenny Pickett, and it's Dillon Gabriel. It is not Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders was a complete afterthought for the Browns in the draft. They passed on him 6 times. They took Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd, identified Gabriel as the guy they wanted to bring into their offensive system and develop. Shedeur Sanders just happened to be there in the 5th round. The Browns were perfectly fine with any other team taking him. It just got to a point where the value was too good for them to pass up, and their analytics said you better just go ahead and get this guy. He's a quarterback. He's got 1st-round pedigree, blah, blah, blah. So they drafted him. But make no mistake, Shedeur Sanders is the last guy on the quarterback depth chart for the Browns. That's not me saying that's how I feel like it should be. That's not me saying I think they're doing the right thing or the wrong. I'm just saying you need to understand Shedeur Sanders is not a priority for the Browns right now in training camp. They're trying to figure out who's going to be the week 1 starter, how this quarterback depth chart is going to shake out, and that competition, like I have said multiple times here, is between Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel.
Which begs the question, why isn't Shadur being seriously evaluated as the future? Whispers of locker room division, Shadur has support. Behind the scenes, the locker room is reportedly beginning to split. Younger players see Shadur as one of them, a leader who's earned his stripes, who brings energy, charisma, and that it factor you just can't teach. One player allegedly told a beat writer, "Shadur talks, he leads. When he's out there, we move faster." Meanwhile, some veterans, especially on the offensive line, are rumored to prefer Flacco's experience and command. The old guard wants reliability. The new guard wants fire. If Stefanski doesn't pick a lane soon, this could turn toxic quickly. Fans smell politics. Let the kid play. There's growing chatter that the Browns may be protecting their veterans, especially Flacco and Pickett, from being embarrassed by a 5th-round rookie who simply outplays them. One fan posted on Reddit, "It feels like they're afraid to admit Shadur is better. Because if he outperforms a Super Bowl winner and a 1st-round pick, what does that say about your evaluation process?" That sentiment is spreading. And with Shadur already proving doubters wrong at every level, fans are starting to demand that he get a real shot to win the job. Not just token reps or garbage time snaps, but actual, honest QB1 consideration. The Browns' first preseason game is this Friday. And make no mistake, it's make or break for Shadur. If he lights it up, if he moves the chains, scores touchdowns, and brings the same flair he had at Colorado, then the Browns will face enormous pressure to elevate him, whether they're ready or not. But if they hold him back, if he barely gets reps while Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel bumble around the field, you'll hear it loudly from fans, from analysts, maybe even from Dillon himself. And it could get ugly. Shedeur Sanders is the most exciting young quarterback on the Browns roster, and he's being treated like a long-shot backup. But here's the truth. He's already outperformed expectations. He's already shown leadership, and if he delivers in the preseason, there's no more hiding him behind the depth chart. Cleveland has a choice: embrace the future or cling to the past. Because if Shadur doesn't get his shot now, the Browns risk doing what so many NFL teams have done before, burying their next franchise QB before he ever gets a chance to rise. Do you think the Browns are giving Shadur a fair shot? Should he be getting more first-team reps? Or is this all part of the rookie process? Drop a comment below and let us know who you would start Week 1. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow First Down Daily for your daily dose of real football news.